Come to this hut. This is the hut for the lady by the name of Alina. So this is Alina. So if you want to greet this lady in her original language, you need to change language, unfortunately. So you need to say to the lady, Dumela me Alina. So now this lady, basically she lives in this hut where she does everything in the one hut. She cooks in here, she sleeps in here, she does everything, as you can see. On the middle section here, this is where she does all her cooking. And there are plates and cup and everything here. That means this middle section is a kitchen. And where you guys are, it's more like a lounge or a dining room. Bed. She sleeps in there. So that means that is a bedroom. So now, every day, this lady, she wakes up in the morning, she prepares the bread. The bread that she's making, it's a pot bread. It's not like a loaf of bread that we buy in the shop. It's a pot bread. So inside here, there is a bread. So we're going to get a piece of this bread for the taste. I'm not sure if she has a beer, which is a local beer, but if she do has the beer, we're going to try that as well. So this lady, she's got like 5 or 6 children, but all of them at the moment they are at school. So in a village like this one, there are no school. The school is in town Mohotlo. So about 45 kilometers that direction, just follow the road. 45 kilometers. In the village like this, it's just the women and the men that are living here. Or the small children, because they start schooling in the age of 7 years. So, luckily enough, the school, they don't have to pay for it from 7 years to 14 years. It is for free.
For free?
Yes, the boarding school are for free from 7 years to 14 years. Then, from 14 years upwards, that's where they have to start paying. Okay. But it's not also a lot of money. Maybe a year, they pay about 1,000 rand. Yes. For the whole year.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So, these people, they don't have trees to get firewood, to make firewood. So they make cow dung. These are the dried cow dung. That's what she's burning. They cook with the dried cow dung. So that's why there's smoke like this, because of the cow dung. And when they build these huts, they always use the stones. The outside part of the wall, it's made out of stones, and the inside part of the wall, it's a mixture of cow dung and the clay. That's what they use on the inside part. And they don't build any windows, as you can see. Yeah. They do build windows actually, but no chimneys. But the windows, it is built in such a way that you can't open it and close it. It's there for light mainly. The chimney, there is no chimney, but when they make fire, they just leave the door open for the smoke to go out through the door. If you look inside the roof, you'll see how black it is, because of the smoke that is coming out from the dried cow dung. And the door, it always faces that direction. That direction of the door, it is a north. So that during the midday like now, they will just leave the door open for the sun to shine inside. At night, they use candles, or they use the paraffin, they use paraffin lamp to light. But during the day, it's just that they just leave the door open for the sun to shine inside. So when she cook, she use this 3-legged pot. But she's got a gas, you can see there's a gas here, and there's a paraffin stoves. If she wants to use this silver pot, she will be using the gas or the paraffin stove. They do have water, but there's a stream about 600 meters behind this hut. That's where they fetch the water using those 25 liters containers for the water. And the toilets, of course, the toilets they are long drop. Yes, long drop toilets. That's what they use. And the floor, it is built on the same way as they build the wall. So what they do, they pack stones all over around here. They pack them nicely, then on top of the stones, they will mix the cow dung and the clay dung just to lay it to the top, put it on top. But the middle section here, fireplace. They don't cover that with the cow dung and clay. They just leave it open. So that at night, when they make fire here, the heat from the fire will warm up these rocks. And these rocks, because they are attached to other stones, they will spread the heat all over the floor. So basically what they were trying to do is to do underfloor heating or the central heating. Because the children are using sheepskin and the goat skin to sleep around the floor. So that is the reason why they were trying to make underfloor heating. It does work, but I'm doubting that you can feel anything right now because there is no big fire going in there. So apart from that, Lesotho, it's a kingdom. It's more like Swaziland. So the population size in this country, it's between 1.8 and 2 million. And a lot of these local people or these Basotho people are working in South Africa, in the mines in South Africa, in sugarcane farming or in the dairy farming. So they live in down that side. They only come back home during Easter holidays and Christmas holidays. Especially those who are working in the mines, they only come back during Easter holidays and the Christmas holidays. Now, the king of this country, he doesn't live in the village like this. He lives in the capital city. The capital city of Lesotho is called Maseru. So he lives in the huge palace there. And he has one wife with 3 children. Yeah.
That's incredible.
But Lesotho has also parliament. The king is just the figurehead in this country. So there are ministers. Those are the people who makes all the rules and take all the decisions. Yes. And each and every village like this, there is a chief. The chief takes the problem for the people in the village and up to the king. Then the king, you will address it to in the parliament. Now, these local people, they mainly live by farming. They are the farmers because unfortunately they cannot grow anything up here. There is nothing grows. So they live by farming. They have sheep, which are the Merino sheep. They have goats, which are the Angora goats. At this time of the year, in the winter season, it's a time where these people are busy sharing their goats for the mohair. And in the summertime, they will be sharing the Merino sheep for the wool. Then they export that wool and mohair to South Africa. That's how they make money out of their animals. They also have cows, cattle, but the cattle are mainly for milk and the meat. And horses and donkeys, they use those as their local transport. So, well, they can slaughter a cow if there is a wedding or a ceremony that they need to celebrate, or maybe a funeral. They can slaughter a cow, but not at any time. Same as the sheep. They don't slaughter the sheep or the goats at any time because they know that they are making money out of the wool and the mohair. So the people who are looking after those animals are the men. So they work as a shepherd. So most of their time they stay around these mountains. But now, because it's a winter time, it is cold higher up in the mountains, they always move down towards the lowlands part of the country. Wow. So they move down towards the lowlands part of the country because it's much warmer there. In the summertime, they will come back up in these mountains with their livestock. Yeah. So the Basotho people are also known as the blanket people because most of the time they put the blankets around them. That is their sign to show the respect to the king, and also it is tradition to them because in the old days, during the time of King Moshoeshoe I, which he was the founder of the country, he used to live on top of the mountain. That mountain is close to the capital city. It's called Tababusiyo. And on top of that mountain, it was always windy and cold. And he used to wrap himself with the cow skin to keep himself warm. So when he passed away, the people that were living together with the king, they decided to use that system as a sign to pay the respect to the king. But now they're using blankets, not the cow skin. It has changed. So, at this time, these Basotho people, like these ladies, they will be here looking after the children, looking after the home. There's nothing much they do, the women. And the men, obviously the men are outside with their animals. So this lady, just to make extra cash for herself, she sells all this stuff here. So if you guys are interested of buying anything that she sells, you're welcome. And there is a hat which is a Basotho hat. We call it Basotho hat. This hat here. So this hat, it's a local Basotho hat. So they wear this hat if there is a traditional wedding or if there is a ceremony that they celebrate. They will wear the hat, they will wrap themselves with a blanket, and they carry the stick like this. So this stick, we call it mulamu, and it's for the men, not for the women, not for the boys. It's only for the men. So the boys in this country, when they get to the certain age, between 15 years and 18 years, normally they go up to the mountain to do initiation, where there will be an old man who will take them up there just to teach them the basics of life. Then he will circumcise the boys. So once they've done the circumcision, there will be no more the boy, there will be the man. They will come down to the village like this to do celebration. The celebration, on that celebration, they will slaughter a cow or they will slaughter sheep or the goat. And that's where they will receive this as a certificate to prove that I've been to the mountain. Now I'm a man. So each and every family, they decorate this stick in a different way. So these patterns, they are only for this family, Alina's family. Other family, they have their own patterns which are completely different to this one. This stick, it works as a identity card, or it works as a passport to tell which family you belong to. Remember that I said to you, the men most of the time are living around the mountains looking after the animals. Sometimes they get bitten by a snake there. So if they find a dead body lying around, the best way to know who is to pick up the stick and look at these patterns. They will know exactly who is who. If they don't know, they will pick up the stick and come back down to the village like this to ask the people around the village which family does this decoration. So definitely the people in the village, they will know. So it is very, very important and advisable for the man that wherever he wants to go, he must make sure that he's got the stick in his head, because it works as identity card to identify which family you belong to. And they also use the stick as a weapon to protect themselves against whatever that can try to attack them. If you break yours or lose yours, obviously you need to go down to the town and buy another stick and come back to the village and decorate the stick. Yeah. Any questions?